what do you do if your camera is not lining up perfectly with somebody in a Zoom meeting? If you're a coach, if you're trying to give a presentation and you're trying to answer a question directly, it can be quite disconcerting. And honestly, this is a problem that I am being asked a lot about. I'm going to give you several suggestions, depending on what kind of a setup you have and what you could do about it. In our very first scenario, let's just assume you have a desktop, a laptop. It might even just be your phone. This is something I've been working with for a long time, and there are a couple things that you can do about it. First of all, use your peripheral vision. So if your camera is here and the person is down below, if you just look at the camera, but just sort of soften your gaze, you get a sense of how they're reacting. There's nothing ever wrong with looking down once in a while and double checking. But this way you will be able to have that constant connection. The second thing is pure imagination. And I realize this can be a little more difficult for a lot of people. I have the advantage of being an actor because we're always acting, well, there's nobody there or there's a green screen. And sometimes in some of our Zoom callbacks, people aren't even showing up on screen. We're just sort of talking to the lens and looking happy. But this is how you can use your imagination. Imagine that whoever you're talking with is right there in your mind, right there in front of you. Listen more with your ears. Hear the tones. Hear how they might be making some inflections. And then just speak to the screen and assume that they are going to be taking everything in and enjoying what you have. And now you can look down once in a while, make sure that they're following along. But if you don't feel comfortable with the peripheral vision, but you really want to say an important point, then look directly at the camera and don't worry about the person. Now you can even do a hybrid, so this is a third possibility. Talk to the camera when you have something really important to say, like you want them to take it all in, and then when they're speaking, glance down and look, remember what they look like, and then come back to the lens. Look down, look up. It's not ideal, but it can work. But let's move on to option number 2. And this involves a secondary screen that is positioned right behind your laptop. Now, you can still use the camera that's built into your laptop, or you might have another one that is popped right on top of your laptop. The trick here, because now with the screen behind it, you're able to move that Zoom box around. And what you can do with your mouse or your keypad, whatever you have, is to be able to move it so that you can see the top part of their head, at least their eyes and their nose, just above the camera. It's going to be close enough that most people aren't going to be able to tell a difference. They'll be able to see that you're looking at them, even if there is just a slight little contrast. You probably didn't notice when I just lifted my eyes up. Now, if you jerk your head up, that's a different story. But if you even move your eyes up like this, it's probably close enough. Here's a third option. And this is involving a camera that a good coaching friend of mine recommended, and I love it. And it's especially useful if you have a big screen behind your laptop, or just using the big screen. It's called a center cam. It's a very slender little camera. I mean, the camera itself is only about this big, and it's on a bit of a wire, which you can prop up over that screen. The nice thing is you can move that little center cam anywhere you want on the screen. I usually position mine about a third of the way down, and then I move my Zoom boxes such that the person is just behind the camera. Maybe their eyes are just below it. And that allows me to talk directly to the camera and see the person and all the reactions. And then I'm able to move that Zoom box and any other box I want around so I can then direct my comments to somebody else. It also works very well if you're giving a presentation. And no, you never want to read from your slides. You never want to read a script aloud. Please do not do that. But if you need any notes, it's another great way to be able to bring in that extra text and just sort of put it right there behind the camera. It also works if you got a camera mounted on your desktop in front of you. So give it a try. See if any of these work. And if I can be of any more help, please let me know. I do want to talk to you, though. I have a free masterclass coming up. It's on Thursday, October 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And I'm going to be sharing my top tips for really being confident and charismatic on camera, and all the things that you could do very easily to really stand out so you can be more visible and attract more clients. I'm also offering a free gift as part of it. So if you're interested, please follow the links that are coming up because I would love to see you there. And you got any questions about this or anything else? Shoot me an email, drop a comment, DM me. I'd love to hear from you.